from that place of awareness, then you're able to experience that shift, that insight, and make a choice and be more conscious with how you move.
Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be to raise the consciousness within in order to create a life and business of ease, flow, and freedom. This podcast offers inspiring stories, strategies, and special guests to help you become your most aligned self. I am Minerva Maharaj, a former NBA Toronto Raptors dancer turned ICF accredited spiritual life coach, founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching, and Star Seed Academy coach training. My soul's mission is to show you the impossible is truly possible. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's get to awakening your soul's wisdom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Words of Wisdom. So grateful to have you here with me today. Today, I want to share with you the first step to start healing your relationship with money. As I mentioned before, I am here to inspire female leaders to create more wealth, peace, and rest in their life and freedom without doing more, without sacrificing your soul and doing things that you just don't want to do. So I'm here to help you build that wealth, rest, and freedom. And so one of the first things I would like to offer you here, you're probably already on the path of building wealth, healing your relationship. To me, this is an ongoing practice. This is an ongoing relationship. Just like you get married and then you have to work on the marriage, right? The work doesn't stop just when you hit that milestone of a wedding day. So I want to offer you something here that I share, and I would ask my private clients to start healing your relationship and deepening your relationship with your money. So, what is that relationship? What is that question to ask in that relationship? What do you hate about money? What do you hate about money? Now you can even ask yourself the love-hate relationship. So what do you love about money? But the most important question I want you to go deep on is, what do you hate about money? And I'm using hate because it is a strong word. I'm using it intentionally. What is it about money that makes your body just constrict, makes your stomach turn, makes your stomach go in knots, puts tension in your shoulders? So what is it about money that you hate? When you go deeper into this question, you allow yourself to feel the feels, feel what comes up with you when it comes to money. Start with, if you like, what you love about money and jot that all out. Bullet point it, say it out loud, or just reflect on it as you're driving or as you're going for a walk right now. List all the things you love about money. And then ask yourself, what is it that you hate about money? And notice what comes up. Notice what feels constrictive, what feels tight in the body, what feels heavy, what puts your body into tension, into stress mode, and become aware of that. And just be an observer, just play an observer. This is not having to do anything else but observe. Because awareness is really, truly the first step before you can take any action, before you can see anything resolve in your life. What do you hate about money? When I went down this journey for myself, I, on the surface, thought, yeah, I love money. I have a good relationship with money. I'm continually working on it. I have no shame around that. And then as I'm working through my next level, I realized there's still stuff underneath that actually brought me back to like my childhood and what made my stomach just really go in knots and tighten up. And almost like I was still carrying that knot in my stomach, that tension, that tightness, that hardness in my stomach without even knowing it for so long. And when I went deeper into this question and really sat with the feelings and the memories and the sensations that brought up for me, and really just sat with it, observed it, breathed through it, it was able to soften. It was able to start moving out the body. More awarenesses came up. And then it was easier to then dust away, as if like you see the dust and now you can sweep it away. And not to say that it's always that simplistic. Some of the things are where it's just like in a choice or in a moment, or if you've been doing the work for a while, in a breath, you can literally feel it move out the body. And other times, you just got to go down another layer, another layer, another layer. And you just don't know how deep it is or how many layers there are to the onion until you feel that shift, until you feel that like entity. That was my experience. Literally, like an entity. I don't know how to describe it because I feel it just move out of the body. It just like, it's almost like I just feel like a pebble just coming out of like a pipe or like out of a hose. That's how it felt, how it moved out of my body, that energy, that feeling. And for me to share like my experience on this is that tightness for me and what it came down to and what that belief was that I was holding on to all these years is that money doesn't support me. It only comes sometimes and then it goes and it leaves me feeling desperate. It leaves me feeling scared. It leaves me feeling like I gotta fend for myself. It leaves me in this survival, fight or flight mode. And now I've been doing a lot of conscious nervous system regulation the past year. So that this just shows maybe why this piece that I'm sharing with you moved out so easily because it took time to go through this healing of my nervous system and regulating it to this day. So when you do that consistent practice, then things are able to move out of the body and out of your awareness and out of your being much more easier. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. The fact that you're doing it is the practice. That is the work. That is the process. So get in touch with the feeling, be observant of the feeling and of the messages and sitting with it. If you're trying to like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? You're putting like a chokehold on your block itself, making it even more resistant for it to move versus just sitting with it, being the observer of it, and then allow what needs to come up and move or whatever is meant to come up in your awareness to show up. And then from that place of awareness, then you're able to experience that shift, that insight, and make a choice and be more conscious with how you move and what you are carrying with you. So to go back for me, that money doesn't support me was this big shift that came out of my body because for so long I've been feeling like I have to do it all on my own and that it shows up and that's great and then it disappears. And then I'm left feeling that fight or flight or sometimes even freeze mode when it comes to money. And so becoming aware of the belief around it and the emotions and the sensations that come up then allows you to become aware when it does come up again and that you don't act from that place. You put yourself in a more empowered place to choose how you're going to move, how you're going to deal with that because this is not going to be a one and done thing. Next time you feel that tightness in your shoulder or that churn in your stomach, you can then be aware of it and not feel overwhelmed by it and not feel controlled by it. And you, in turn, can put the power back in your hands and realize just by breathing through it, by becoming aware of it, that you can lessen that energy. You are in control of that. You are more powerful than any block, than any entity or anything that's holding you back, any feeling, any emotion, any thought, any belief pattern, any experience you've been through. You are more powerful than that. And this is what's going to help you do is put the power back in your hands. So hopefully this question is intended for you to become aware, to go deeper and put the power back in your hands, that you are in control and that no block, no situation is more powerful than you. You are the power. You are more powerful than it. So this is just one way to start shifting through that, to shift through the anger, the pain, the sadness, the stress, the dysregulation, become aware of the sensations, become aware of the point of view that you're carrying that is not serving you. And then you can make a next empowered choice to what belief, what reality you want to create for yourself, what point of view you do want to hold. That's it for today. I feel like that's it. So this is the first step to start healing your relationship with money, is to start understanding what is it about money that you hate, that you don't like, that stresses you out, and start healing that relationship so that you can work in partnership, you can work in flow, you can work in alignment to the wealth and freedom that you desire and you deserve. I hope you all enjoyed that. I would love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram at Goddess of Wisdom Coach, and I'll hear from you soon. Love you all.